Everybody, welcome to another episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Truth. I'm your host, The Good. Okay, thank you for the applause. Yes, we're back. We're back with another episode out of our normal scheduled time, which is Sundays at 2 p.m. Go ahead and follow, share the show, let everybody know those are out of listening. If it's your first time tuning in, go ahead and share, like the show, and let people know what we got going on. On this show, we tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help us God. And today is going to be no different. Let's go and jump right into it. First of all, I just want to say I hope everybody's having a good day. Thanks for coming and thanks for listening and showing your support to everybody that showed the support and everything. I really appreciate that. Matter of fact, here's a hand clap for that. Thank you for your support. Late last week, probably I think it was like Thursday or Friday, I did a podcast and it was about apologies. If you haven't heard that, go back and listen to it. It is posted, apologies. And first of all, let me apologize at this time because I am sitting outside, enjoying the fresh air and the sunlight, soaking up some vitamin D, and listening to the cars ride by. So if you hear a lot of background noise, I apologize for that, for the cars driving by, the loud cars. So today, this episode is entitled "Human or Hypocrite," and I want to send a shout out to one of my listeners, Light Bright. We were in the last pod talking about some things in this little section of what we're about to talk about today came up. And so I said, I'm going to do a pod on that. And I want to send a shout out to Light Bright for coming up with this very interesting topic or title that she put on here, that she proposed, which is entitled Human or Hypocrite. Human or Hypocrite. That's a very cool title. I was talking about, I said, I want to do a pod on such and such and such. And she was like, oh, well, I guess this could be a cool title. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's very cool. I said, I'm going to use that. And I'm also going to give you a shout out. So shout out to Light Bright once again. All right, so here we go. Human or hypocrite? What do you talk about? What does that mean? First of all, just let me ask this question. I'm going to pose a question. What does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be human? And another question we're going to hit on today is, more importantly, what does it mean to serve God and be human, or to be human and serving God at the same time? Oh man, I don't know which way I'm going to go with this, guys, but I really want to get on here and just kind of just talk about it and get your thoughts on it. Once again, we are live. I'm always live. When I go on, I'm always live on Podbean. So if anybody's in here wants to call up, that's in here now, or voice their opinions here in the chats and comments, you may do so. Also, for those of you that are listening, if you are listening to this published, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section, and got any questions or comments, I will get back to you. But what does it mean to be human? What is human? What is that? There's so many different philosophies and different things on what it means to be human and everything. But a lot of those aren't backed up by the Bible. A lot of those aren't biblical. And so when I look at in the Bible, when I look in the Bible about what it means to be human, I look at you have to go back to Genesis when God created man, and looking at the role that he had man to play, or the role he wanted men to play. When I say men, I mean men and women. But that he wanted men to play, and we got to look at how we were created and who created us. And it said God created us in his image. And so with that being said, I tell you what, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna play a little music. I'm gonna take a quick break, and then I'm gonna come back, and then we're gonna really deep dive into this thing. All right. Hey, Angie. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Sorry about that. But okay, so human or hypocrite? That came up. That topic came up. It's because in this world, as a child of God, as a Christian, trying to walk this Christian walk, I have one question: what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Who am I talking to? I'm talking to a lot of people. I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking to a lot of people. I'm talking to a lot of people. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. As a Christian, we are looked at as it's almost we're looked at as if we have all the answers in a sense. We're almost looked at as if we can't make a mistake. That's what I'm talking about. Some of you listening may know where I'm probably going with this. It's almost like we can't make a mistake. Like we have no avenue to fall. I recently I recently seen a video with Kirk Franklin and he was cussing out his son. Some of y'all may know what I'm talking about. And how his son recorded their conversation with it was like a minute or two, and Kirk Franklin is going off on his son, just cursing him out and everything. And yeah, y'all know Kirk Franklin, you know his track record, you know what he's about for those that that doesn't know him personally, but you know what he does, the gospel music, and he you know is living that life, living that type of life, right? And and he's cussing out his son, but then it's the responses from different people that you see, like they're going off and like, oh, you're not supposed to be acting like that. Oh, I can't believe you're doing that. And these are people that are not, that are not Christians. And you also got some people who are Christians talking about, oh man, oh man, I can't believe you're doing that. You're no longer, they kind of like disowning him and all this type of thing. I'm like, whoa, whoa. I got a lot to say about these type of situations. Well, it's just one situation, but I've seen this throughout my life, and I've even had it happen to me. It's so crazy, y'all. It's so crazy. What do you want? What do you want? Do you want me to be human or a hypocrite? You want me to be human or hypocrite? You say if I'm supposed to be a Christian, I'm walking this way. I'm not supposed to mess up. And if I do mess up, I'm wrong. But if I walk like I'm supposed to, then you're gonna say, oh, I'm too holy. I'm holier than thou. Act like I'm better than everyone else. Right? Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. What's up? What's up, mister? How you doing, man? Give me a second, man. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm sorry. My son just pulled up. I got a couple things to handle. I'll be right back, y'all. Don't leave. All right, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the breaks. I knew it was gonna happen as soon as I started, and my son was gonna pull up, and he's gonna be, he's gonna need my attention, but it's okay. So, yes, sir. Human or hypocrite? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Human or hypocrite? I can't be too holy, but I can't mess up. What do you want? Human or hypocrite? This is not going to be a long show, but I just want to know what do you want from us? What do you want from me? What do you want? Look, I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person. You got to understand, before I decided to become a Christian, I was a human being. I was a human being. But let me I take that back. I was a human being before I became a Christian. I'm gonna be a human being while I'm a Christian. I was before I was a Christian, I was not a Christian. And what that means is I was in this world, I was living that life. I was out here doing whatever until I came to have the knowledge of what it means to be, serving God and become a Christian and all that. You know what I'm saying? But before everybody was a Christian, I'm pretty sure they was living another life. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so you gotta understand that that kind of life kind of goes. It's kind of like they had all these habits for a long time, and you just expect them to like get rid of all the habits. Now, I understand what that means. I understand what you're saying. I understand that yes, we can't do a lot of things after the fact. I totally get that. Trust me, I get what that means. I mean, if I'm going to, I mean, that goes with anything, If I get in a relationship, let's say I was a player before a relationship. When I get in a relationship, I can't be a player no more. I'm sticking to one. I get married, I can't do this no more. So it's the same thing. The same thing applies to, whatever you start, whatever new life you start. You can't bring a lot of old stuff into that life. I get it. I understand that. However, just know that I was living this life before this new life, and a lot of stuff is still on me. I have a lot of old habits that I have to get rid of, and I could get rid of them, but it's going to take some time. And not only so, that's one thing. And another thing you got to understand is just people, man. People can drive you to do things, or and provoke you enough for you to do something. I'm sure. See, Kirk Franklin, his son did not let us hear the whole conversation. He didn't let us hear what he said to him. They only let you hear Kirk Franklin's response. They did not let you hear what his son was saying to him. Now, I could just be assuming, but I'm pretty sure, his son was saying some stuff to him because they know. I don't think Kirk Franklin get on the phone and start cussing them out for no reason. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think nobody does that. I don't think anybody does that until they're pushed or provoked. Some people easier than others, but everybody has a breaking point, even me. So Kirk Franklin, he's cussing out his son, he's going on, but it didn't let us hear what he said. It's the same way with everybody. People will provoke you to the point to where you just fly off the deep end. And I've been there. I've been there here recently. Here recently like this month, last month. Well, it was still fresh in March, or April. I'm sorry, but March, just a week ago. I mean, come on, man, come on. But I have to fly straight. I can't um, show that side of me. And in the most part, you're right. You're right. You are right. But you have to be understanding as that other party on the outside looking in to try to understand how I got there. How I got there. You know what I'm saying? For people that are in my circle that know me, they know, that knows that person. For somebody on the outside, they shouldn't jump to conclusions anyway, because they don't know what the situation is. You know what I'm saying? But for somebody that say they know me or somebody that's close to me, and then when I do act that way, they should not be looking down on me. They should not be looking down on me. I mean, do y'all get what I'm saying? Do y'all understand? Do y'all agree what I'm saying? With what I'm saying? Um, that should be I mean, come on, man. Come on. Come on. I mean, I'm human. I'm human. Now, here's the thing. I don't try to mess up. That's not the point. See, here's the problem. Here's what the problem should be. Here's what the problem should be. Here's when it should be a problem. If I'm continuously doing said thing, that is not pleasing to God, then I can see it being a problem, and you're not giving any kind of have any kind of remorse as or feel any kind of bad as to, oh, I don't feel bad about this or what I did or how I acted, and then I'm not going to even try to understand me more and try to work work on me more. I'm just gonna be like, man, it is what it is. If anybody, I'm gonna fly off the deep end from the get go. You know what I'm saying? I can understand that. It's another thing. Hey, Lou Rock, what up, Cap? Thank y'all for coming to the room. It'll be another thing for me to mess up or to fly off the deep end and then get myself back on track. It's not like I gave up. It's like, you know what, I messed up. Now I'm getting myself back on track. You know what I'm saying? That's really what the difference is. That's really the big difference. Um, I'm human. I'm human. What do you want? If I'm is Do you want a human or do you want a hypocrite? Do you want a human or do you want a hypocrite? You want me to be you want me to be that person that messes up and to acknowledge that and to say I was wrong in the situation and do better for me and to do better, or do you want me to be a hypocrite and say, oh, I'm a you know yeah, I'm a child of God, but I'm messing up continuously, or I'm messing up and I don't care, and I'm just gonna keep doing it, and you know but I mean but that's what you I mean but that's how it portrayed. That's how you look at me. You say I'm a hypocrite. You say, what do you want, man? What do you want? But it's okay though. It's okay, because I get to a point to where I have to stop caring about really what people think, and you have to, in a sense. It's not that you don't care about what people think, but you stop caring about what they think of you in this light, if that makes any sense. Oh man, I'm kind of done with my rant. I told you this wasn't gonna be a long episode, but I love to read y'all's comments. I know I got some people in here that are commenting. Lou Rock says, "My bad. I thought Tron was in here. Still hungry." Well, sound like y'all had a good night or a good weekend. Oh my goodness, y'all something else. Uh, Cap said, "Man, if we don't make mistakes, we never learn." Caps also said we have to fall to learn. And you know what? I like that. I'm not finna go. Y'all know usually, y'all know what I'm about. Y'all know I'm a scripturally reading person. I like to read and quote scriptures out of the Bible, but I don't really have anything per se to quote. Like I said, I just got on. But in a nutshell, the Bible does talk about that, talking about falling. It talks about falling. I'll say this. I remember when I was in school trying to get my degree in education, and I would have been teaching elementary. And I know one of the things we talked about was like consequences and the different levels that they have of consequences, the way a child learns, right? From mistakes. There's one time where you can step in as the teacher and directly give them a rebuke or some kind of discipline. And then there's another time where the child learns on their own, depending on the situation. Let's say, for instance, the child, you see them, they're about, you've told them, maybe you warned them, there's, not to do this thing. And let's say you see that child about to do that thing, right? And so you don't say anything because that thing they're about to do has a natural consequence. It's called a natural consequence. You know what I'm saying? So let's say, for instance, I probably not this scenario, but this is a kind of a good example. We know if you turn a stove on, it's hot, correct? I know y'all have heard this analogy plenty of times. You tell them that stove is hot, not to touch the stove. It's hot, 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 right? And you show them what hot is with other things, like go stand out in the sun. This is hot. That's how that stove feels. If you touch it, it's gonna burn your hand. What is a burn? This is what a burn looks like. Ooh, I don't want that on my hand. So you see them about to do it, but you don't stop them. You let them touch it. They touch it, they burn their hand, they start crying, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes for people, it's good for them to go. It's not good, but in a sense it is, because sometimes people only learn from natural consequences. But we don't want them to do that. We don't want them to do that because we're trying to protect them. But sometimes you gotta let them experience that and go through that so that they will learn. You saying it wasn't enough. Okay, well, I'll let you learn on your own then. Like I said, but it all depends on the situation. I'm not finna let them learn by touching the stove because I really don't want my child's hand burnt. I don't. But depending on the situation, I might just say, okay, well, go ahead. Go do that. You gonna climb that tree? All right. It's not a good tree to climb. You might fall off the tree. Oh, it's okay. No, don't climb the tree. I turn my back, they climb the tree, they fall and bump their head. Well, I told you, but you didn't want to heed my warnings. Bible talks a lot about that. Heed these warnings. Heed these warnings. And but here's the other thing. We also can learn from other people's mistakes. The Bible talks a lot about that too. The Solomon in Proverbs, he's giving his son a lot of instruction. I want y'all, if you got time, please go back and read Proverbs. It's only 31 chapters, and they're not long. It's only 31 chapters, and actually, you can read one chapter a day for a whole month, and you'll get through it if you want to do that. But he's talking to his son. He starts out by saying, even in the first chapter, he's like, "Son, listen to me. I'm finna tell you some things," and then he talks for the next 31 chapters. You know what I'm saying? So, and then in that chapter, he's saying, son, listen to what I'm telling you, you know, or he also talks about, look at these people. Look what happens to them when they do this. You know what I'm talking about. You see this person, so we can learn from other people's mistakes as well. But so we don't want them to go through these things. With all that being said, going back to being making mistakes as a Christian. Now, me make I'm going to talk about me because I said I'm a Christian. I'm trying to walk that life. I'm trying to live that life. Me, and I said trying. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm living the life. Don't get me wrong, but it's still a battle. It's still which is why we named our company Striving to Perfection, because it's a continuous battle. It's a continuous strive. Which is the reason in the Bible God told us to endure or to persevere through these things, because living this life is not going to be an easy life. However, it is a better life to live. We'll get into that another time. But me making a mistake, a lot of mistakes. See, this is what I'm talking about. Us as people, we can make an intentional mistake or an unintentional mistake. Like, for instance, I know I can't go and um I know it's a sin for me to, depending on the situation, I know it's a sin for me to let's say fornicate. Let's say fornicate. You know what that is? That's having sex before marriage. Okay, I know it's a sin to fornicate. That's what he says in the book, and I'm sticking. That's what it says. That's what it says. It's sin for me to fornicate. Now I can intentionally go and knowing that, and still go and fornicate. Now I have a decision to make after that. I can continue to do that and say, oh, it was okay, blah blah blah, or I can learn from the mistake and do better. Right? An unintentional mistake would be something like, trying to think of something. I guess me being provoked to anger. Now, being the anger is not the problem. It's my actions. Okay. Now, again, now I do have control over what I do. I do have control over how I respond. Right. But there's some instances where, I don't know, you say something to me and I'm trying to hold in, and the next thing I know, I'm cussing you out. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying all kind of cursings out my mouth. Right. I'm going to slap off saying things I'm going to regret later. Blah blah blah. It was intentional, but but it wasn't. I didn't have time to meditate on it, if that makes any sense. I didn't have time to meditate on it. You understand what I'm saying? um a lot of things can be premeditated. A lot of things are like instant, you know what I'm saying, but they're both still wrong. You understand what I'm saying? But either way, I have to come back from those. I have to do better. Either way, I fix them in they're two totally different situations, and I fix them differently, but I fix them with the same method, I guess you can say, and that's to go to God and then see what I need to do to fix this type of situation. I need to know what my triggers are, what pisses me off, um, and all that stuff. I'm sorry. Hey man, I see you calling in. What's up, Mohammed? Thanks for calling in. And Caps,
Hey,
thanks for
what's
the
up?
comments, man. I see you. Hey, what's going on, man?
That's great, actually. I just want to call in. I'm sorry for calling in, and I
No,
just want
you're
to say that
okay.
I agree with you. And you know
Yeah, man.
the problem that we are facing now, that children just don't let their screens and they're staring at it all the time. So maybe that they don't involve themselves into the real world. So I think this is a real problem.
Okay.
So
They don't.
I will now. Okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I wanted to say that if there a problem, I can just end the call.
No, no, no. You could talk. I was listening to what you were saying. I said go ahead if you wanted to finish talking. Were you done talking?
No, no, please. You
Oh no, go ahead.
go
Go
ahead,
finish
please.
talking.
I have nothing.
Oh, okay, okay. I understand.
Okay.
Well, I really appreciate that. Yeah. So you said that they are not involved in the real world. Can you kind of expand on that just a little bit so I can get a clearer understanding? I think I know what you mean, but just so I'm clear,
Yeah.
can you talk about that a little more?
Well, the problem here that we live in a world where we have the internet, of course, and it has its, of course, benefits and its harms. So uh, current children, they use it the wrong way by just playing and not seeing each other. I have actually some friends who have some problems of interacting with people. They don't know how to
Oh,
interact with people. So this is a
oh, okay. I
problem.
see what you're saying.
And of course, the solution for all of that is just to get back to the real world.
Yeah, okay. I got what you're saying now. I think I got what you're saying. I think I remember hearing a comedian talk about this. He was a little overboard with it, but I got the gist of what he was saying. He was saying, you know, back then, we didn't have all this social media and stuff. We had to talk, we had to confront people, we had to be in front of people to learn about life. We didn't sit at home. We were always outside getting into confrontations to learn these things. Our parents were telling us things, and we were very social, and we were very out there with the world. I get what you're saying. I think I
Yeah,
understand what you're saying. Even he now, like I said, he was being a little overboard when he was talking. He said something about the bullies. He was saying, how and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just telling you what he said. He said, "Man, you talking about bullies?" He said, "Now these kids got fight. Got these websites up about stop bullying, stop I forgot what it's called, social bullying or internet bullying, and just bullying. Period. Right?" He's like,
yeah,
"Forget that." He said, "Y'all are too soft." He said, "When I was in school, we had bullies, and we needed the bullies to make us stronger." So but he said more than that. He was being a little rough, but I understood exactly what he was saying though, and I was like, okay, I could kind of relate to what you're saying. However, bullying is wrong. Period. It was wrong, but it did teach us a lot of things. I got bullied a couple times, you know what I'm saying? And then it took one more time for me to stand up and be like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. You know what I'm saying? What's your problem? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? If, had I been at home and not around people, probably none of that would have happened. I probably wouldn't have grown in that area. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah,
yeah,
Caps, you can call in. Call in, Caps,
Right.
Yeah, Caps,
yeah.
Hello,
That's
Caps,
really
you
hello.
can
awesome.
How
call in.
you
What's
doing?
up, bro? I'm
Right. What
good,
it
man. What's
Yeah,
going
is,
on?
Cap.
I got a couple of pointers. I know where you're coming from, Mohammed. I fully agree to it. I agree to a certain point. Now, yeah, I'll
Okay,
explain.
Yeah,
Now, I've got
go
four
ahead.
children. I've got 4 children now. Majority of the last 2 years they've been off school. They're only back at school now. But when you can't go anywhere, and I understand in generic ways that kids are on computers, but like, yeah, let's give an example. My 3-year-old, yeah, he's played Fortnite since he was like 3, yeah, and he's 7 now, and he don't like the game anymore. and like, but the point is, he's really good at it, and his hand-eye coordination is amazing, and he can speak to people, and he can talk to people, and he knows how to like comprehend things a lot quicker. Not just because he's got 3 older brothers and sisters, but like, again, like, you know where I'm coming from. Like, some people can say it's a bad thing, and some people actually can say it's a good thing. Do you know where I'm coming from? So it all depends on the parent and how much time you actually allow them to actually sit there for, you know? So it's all about discipline and control, like, to a degree, especially being a child. Now, with the other thing about, like, father, like, you know, my dad, for example, yeah? Now, you said you have to, like, you're talking about bullies and stuff, and about going to school and, like, putting up with that shit, yeah? Now, we in life, you know, always never care what people think, but it took me to a point where you said, I'm not having this no more. Like STP said, I'm not having this no more in your brain. Well, when I went to school, my brother turned around to me and he went, what's the matter? He said, you're not your cheeky self. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I know something's wrong. And I was getting bullied in school. I didn't know I was getting bullied. Someone was being nasty to me constantly. And then, you know what I did? My brother told me to punch him in the head. I know it sounds bad, but ever since I did it, no fucker did nothing. And sometimes it's sad that that has to happen, but you can say that that's the wrong way of dealing with it. But every time someone tried to bully me, I'd let them do it to a degree, and then I'd punch them in the head, and then they wouldn't bully me again. I know it sounds silly, but that is how we lived back in the day. Like, so you
No,
can say we
that's
needed
true.
bullies,
That's
but
true.
that is the way it went. And it's like
Yeah.
they stopped being a bully because they got a bit of their own medicine at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You know, yeah, it's yeah, man. So I hear what you're saying, Cap and Mo, I'm sorry, is it Mohammed? Muhammad. Yeah,
Muhammad,
yeah,
yeah.
man. I mean, that's how it was. I've been through a couple of, yeah, man. I'm telling you, man.
And it's
I get
sad
Yeah,
that you have to
I
go
they're
against
kind
everything.
of detached from the world. They're kind of detached
Yeah.
from the world.
So,
I
like,
get
look,
exactly what you're saying.
like I watched my dad be a horrible person throughout his life. I learned from my dad how not to be a horrible dad. You know, and some people can automatically go, well, I was treated like this as a kid, and this is why I am the way I am because I was treated like this. So, where with me, I'm the opposite. I'm like thinking, well, if you're clever enough, you should learn from other people's mistakes, which STP was blatantly saying earlier. So, yeah.
yeah. I think this is, a natural stuff. Everybody has to go through in his life. It teaches us something, but if I don't go through this kind of uh, things in life, I will learn how to stand in front of difficulties. You got
Yeah.
it? So I
Exactly.
think this is the significance of getting bullied from. We need them, as you said. Uh, so I think it's very important to learn from from these things, to stand in front of
Yeah.
the next difficulties, of course, because uh, difficulties won't stop uh, you know coming into our life.
Do you know what
So if
you
you
are
really,
right. You are, sorry.
okay, so I think if we just
Yeah.
want to hold success, I think in my opinion, holding success is harder than uh, reaching it. So
I
if we're
Yeah.
think it's
not
all
reading
about
it,
approach. It's approach in my eyes. It's all about approach. You can walk into somewhere like, yeah, like for an interview for work, when you first go for your interview, the first time you go for your interview, don't you feel like you're going a bit red and you're getting a bit sweaty? But you know,
Yeah.
when you've done it a couple
yeah,
of times, you get more confident, not too cocky, not cocky confident, but you go
Right.
in there and you think, well, you know what, I've done this before and there's no point in me. I'm just going to give it my all. And again, what it is, your approach changes. And this is again with bullies. Like me, I walk down the street, I'm unapproachable. People look at my face. You don't want to look at me because I, you know where I'm coming from. Like with an area that I used to live, you'd get stabbed up for looking at someone in a different way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's as simple as that. I don't agree with it. Of course I don't. I fucking hate it. But that was life. But life now, I'm not going to lie, it's changed, man. Even for the kids, it's changed.
Yeah, it has. It
Yeah.
has, but life is. Yeah,
It's not for
life
the better.
has.
I'm not going to say for the better.
Yeah, life has changed, but I think some ways it's still the same. I think it's still they still need to learn the same valuable lessons that
No,
we learned coming
but
up
the
because the world
yeah, of
is
course, of course.
because the world's getting worse. The
Well,
world's
there's
getting
too many
worse, and
people
the
and there's
world.
too many fucking coverage. You know, back in our day, STP, bro, we didn't hear about Facebook and Instagram and fucking Snapchat and all this news coverage about other different countries as well as our own. Do you
Yeah,
know? We didn't hear all
yeah,
that
no,
shit. We heard about the next door neighbour and the fucking geezer over the road. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? You
no,
know,
right,
it's it's
exactly.
different. So the more information we know, the more you can be feared. You know,
Oh,
everything comes into play.
ooh, that's a good topic one for another podcast. Fear and
Yes.
Yeah.
we actually we talked about that this past Sunday at church.
Mm,
But yeah,
mm.
that's ooh, that's a good topic. We could do that topic one day. How about it, guys?
I'd
We'll
love
do that
to.
one
I'd
day.
love to. STP, it's always a pleasure talking to you because
Yeah.
you're on the same page as me. Even though I'm not as religious as you, I am a little bit
Oh
religious,
no,
but
it's not.
you know,
No, bro.
no, I
But
mean
that's
it as
it
in my
though.
mum's a Christian, no, a Catholic, and my dad's a Christian. You see, but I'm not baptized. Do you know?
I got you. I got you. But
But
that's the
like,
thing
I
though, because
respect religion. I do respect religion. You know.
I respect people like you though. You understand what I'm saying? And this is kind of off topic, but it just kind of goes into what Jesus was doing, and that's why a lot of his own people got mad at him. Jesus would walk with people who weren't like him, but they
Yes.
but they were
Yes.
but they understood and they were curious
He had the
about what he
same
was talking
morals
about.
and
Yeah,
self-respect.
right,
That's
and
the
they
thing.
understood.
You don't have to be
And
given a book to know the path of life
you know
and
what I'm
to
saying?
know to
So
be a
and he
good person.
Right. And so he walked with people and he was teaching them. And then they said, oh, wait a minute. Okay, well, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I want to walk with you type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't get to everybody, but he got to a lot of people. But he always walked with and talked and conversated with people who were, you know, out in the world, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Different. Yeah.
But you
You
know
know,
what
so
guts me about the
I got you.
Bible? Do you tell
Okay.
me something? I want to ask you a question. Right.
Yeah.
What pisses me off is like in the Old Testament, they turn
Uh,
around and say like something or other. You can reiterate it for me, or if you know, I'm sure you do. About how like if you're not Christian or whatever, then they're barbaric towards you.
they'll what? Say that again.
Like the barbaric towards you. Like if you don't follow that faith, then we'll kill you. It was kind of like the
Oh,
Quran. You
oh,
know,
wait a minute.
the way. Have you ever heard about that? It's
Okay,
in the
well,
Old
okay,
Testament.
yeah, let me kind of clear some things just a little bit. Just let me take about a couple minutes. Hold on, let
Go
me get out
on.
here. My
No, you're
son's playing
fine.
video games.
Fine. So is mine in the living room. That's why I'm in the kitchen.
But here's the thing. In the Old Testament, now it's hard. You really have to read it and get an understanding of why
I
things were
read it
going
a
on.
long time ago.
Yeah, you got to get back in there, bro, and understand why these things were going on. Now, in the beginning, God created us to serve Him.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to believe, whether you want to believe it or not, God created us to serve Him. Okay. Now, as time went on, people started doing their own things and started separating from God, right? And so
Yeah. What, like Sodom and Gomorrah?
God, there you go. That's a good example. So God was like, I gotta set some laws. Because y'all are doing too much. It is not okay for you to do this. I need to set these laws. So He gave them to Moses, and Moses relayed the laws to the children of Israel. Correct. And so they have something to go by. And so they still weren't listening. They still weren't obeying the law. They were still out doing all of this, Sodom and Gomorrah, like you said, Sodom and Gomorrah and all of that. And so the thing that separates
I
us from
believe that. I believe that, Sodom and Gomorrah. And
okay,
I still believe it's between, you don't have to answer this is a rhetorical one because it's my opinion. And
okay.
remember, opinions are like our souls. Everyone's got one. But I think even animals know not to do that. End of.
I,
I'm
I'm not
not
going to
saying I
respond to
don't
that. That's
accept it. I'm not saying I don't
Uh,
accept it, but what I'm saying is I don't agree with it. You know,
Hmm.
I'm just being
okay,
genuinely honest. I'm being genuinely honest. Like, you
you
know
don't
what my
agree.
pals tell me? They say to me, you know, if someone says a homosexual joke, for example, you
Uh,
know, in England, you know what they say? That's a
what's
white
it?
boy joke.
Oh man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and they crack
But
me up. But like, I like
okay,
obviously I've got 4 children. Look, I've got a
yeah,
cousin that's that way inclined. Look,
I
again, I
got you.
don't hate him. I'm
I
not
got family
nasty,
members like that too.
and
I
this is
don't
what I
hate them.
mean. I don't hate him, but I don't agree with it. Be simple.
I you don't
I,
agree with
I don't
not.
agree with not reproducing. I just don't agree with it. I don't agree with using your body like the way. Only that term. Not about you not you loving someone, but in the Bible back in the day, that's wrong, bro. And now the Bible, like the churches have accepted it, and I just deep down in
Oh
my
wait,
heart, like
I'm
in
trying to
England
let
back
me.
in the day, it was buggery, bro. It was called
I'm trying
buggery.
to
Like, but
understand what you're
again,
saying. You don't agree with homosexuality, or you don't agree with what the Bible was doing, what they were doing
oh no, I
to
don't. Yeah, so there's like me personally, I don't agree with it, but I accept it.
with
You know what I mean?
homosexuality.
Yeah, yeah. Like that's
Oh,
just
okay.
me.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah,
trying to understand what you were saying. Oh,
yeah. But
okay.
like,
No,
I'm not being nasty. I'm not being
no,
nasty
you're
to
not.
anybody.
You're not. You have
But
the right
that's
to
my
feel how you
opinion. And
feel.
sometimes people like stop you from being able to say that. So I said this in a pub. You know, a pub where you drink beer. Yeah. And this
Yeah.
bloke stood up, big bloke. I'm only 5'9". He's like 6'3", and he stood up, got weight on him and that, and he's gone, you're the type of people that got my lesbian sister battered. And I went, no, 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 no. I said, probably because she was pushing it in someone's face and they didn't accept it. I said, when you ask a question, don't expect to hear the answer that you want to fucking hear. You know, don't ask me silly questions if you don't want silly answers. Now, this is why people should keep it to themselves, rather than parading it everywhere. Like if my
I got
son
you.
turns out that way, then I will accept him, but I still don't accept the act.
There you go. There you go. Now
You
here's the thing
understand?
with that, and I want to
You know,
I want to get back
it's
to it,
just, so,
but here's the thing. No, no, it's fine. You don't accept us saying that. You don't accept us talking about we don't agree with it. But then it's like you don't like us forcing what we're saying upon you. But every time I turn around, there's a commercial about homosexuality and all that. But it's almost like you're doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying to me?
pushing it in our
You're
faces,
pushing
bro.
it in my face, but you don't want me to push what how I believe in your
Yeah,
face. That's
exactly.
hypocrisy. Now that's hypocrisy. No,
Fully.
but anyways. So long story short, Caps, in the Old Testament, God, yes, God was kind of fierce because he was trying to get his people back to him, but sin itself was separating us from him. And so the people that did not follow the law and certain things, now everything wasn't death. It wasn't everything wasn't death. It was like if you kill someone for no just reason, you're gonna be killed, stoned to death. If you do this, you're gonna be killed. Everything wasn't death. Everything wasn't death. It was just certain things.
Yeah,
Now at certain times when God said to go over here in this land and take over this and take this land, and you got to get everybody out of there. That may be a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow when they read that. Like God was telling his people to go in there and kill everybody off. I know that's hard to understand. I know that's hard to swallow, but that's just what happened back then. He was trying to get
yeah,
rid of he was trying to get rid of sinful people so that they would not corrupt the people who were trying to do right. Now I know that's crazy. I know that's, but hey, he created us. That was what he did back then. I know but you have to understand the power of sin. You got so many people nowadays. You got so many Christians or church people letting things go on nowadays. They're being influenced by Satan. They're being
why is it
influenced
why
by
why is it that he got accepted like with why is it that laws change in the Bible?
the laws changed. The law
Well,
never
like
changed.
the belief changed.
The belief never. What do you mean? Like how
Well,
people
you
faded
couldn't have
away?
gay marriage, and now you can.
Oh no, you can never. The law never changed. We never look
Why
for
did they
those
accept it
who.
in a church?
I
In
don't know who church
a
you're talking
place of
about.
no, in England,
Look,
it's accepted.
I'm gonna tell you this. The Bible also talks about a lot of false teachers as well. All churches are not in cahoots with each other. I don't agree with a lot of churches. Just because I'm a Christian don't mean I believe this what this Christian church
Mm,
over here is doing. And
what
they
they're
can't even call
preaching.
themselves a Christians. They can't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
call themselves a Christians. There's one law in the Bible. I
So
mean,
in
there is
America,
a,
then it's accepted that you can have gay marriage, isn't it?
and a lot, and you know what? In a lot of churches it is, but not in mine. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no. Not where I go. Not
That's
what I
what pisses.
believe.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I don't hate anybody. Hate is a very strong word, but when you've got an
No,
opinion
I
and you're
don't
not
hate them.
allowed to air it, but I don't hate nobody.
Yeah, I don't
Like
hate them.
like I said, my cousin, he's fine. He's fine. As long as he's good, that's fine. And like, but the thing is that when I've seen that, and I've seen that one, like you've just said, one church will and one church won't. Why is it not the consensus, man? We all believe in the same
Yeah,
thing.
right. Right. But see this but caps. That's why see this is what was going on in the Bible. The same exact
Yeah,
thing.
I fully understand what you're saying.
This is
Yeah.
nothing new. People wanted to go off and teach their own gospel and do what
Get
they
more
wanted to do.
followers if you
Right. And
accept.
because the world accepts that. They wanted to get people a followers. So
Yeah,
what did they do? They
they
conform to
accept
the
it.
world. They conform to
Yes.
what the
Yeah,
world
good.
wanted
Yeah,
instead of
you were
sticking to
good.
the truth.
I like the way you talk, man. You're
Right.
on point.
They
You're
did
on
not.
point.
That's exactly what happened. And that's what's going on today, right? Right?
Yeah.
That's why the truth is rarely told and nobody wants to hear it. Because I mean it and you could just think about your household. You could just think about your household. You tell your child something they don't want to hear, they're not gonna like it. But it just goes in all areas. The
Don't
truth
think they've
does
got
not want to nobody wants to hear the
the.
truth. Nobody People want to do what they want to do. Muhammad, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, man, you can come back in. Everybody wants to do what they want to do.
No, I fully agree, man.
Everybody
I
wants to
love
do
it,
what they
man.
want.
I love it. I love it, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like with life in itself. Like I watched my young get bigger, and like you train them and you try to make them as good as they possibly can. And when they do something wrong, you tell them and they don't like it. But even you tell them in a nice way, but they don't listen. And then you have to frown your face and tell them, and then they listen. And it just
Yeah.
shows you that they have to be discipline breeds obedience. But you don't want them to be a robot, but you need them to be human. But you still need them to realize, like you said, don't burn your hand on the stove, for example.
Right. Right.
There's
That's
loads.
right. That's right.
It's everything learning. You talk about the Bible again. It's all about learning. It's all about
Yeah.
listening to other stories in order to know the reactions and reflections that come off it.
Right. That's right,
Yeah,
Caps. You're right
I
on it,
love it,
man.
man.
You're right on it, man. I encourage you to, you know,
I
I,
love it.
I encourage you to go back and man, just start reading again. Just
I
just a
think I
little bit
will.
at
I
a
think I'm going
time.
to start again. I'm
Just
just
a
going to
little bit.
reset.
Yeah, man. If you need any help, man, I'm here to help.
Nah,
Talk to
seriously,
you.
like,
We can
yeah, I
help each
might do,
other.
to be fair. Yeah,
We
yeah,
can help
because
each other, man.
I know so many stories, but when someone starts mentioning stories, I'm like, I know that one, and it's like, oh, yeah, and I love it. It, like, kind of really elates me, it makes me, gives me goosebumps a little bit because it's something I'd done when I was young, when I was a kid, but
Yeah.
I weren't an idiot of a kid. I was quite clever. I was, well, I can't say quite clever. I was able. You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
able.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. I got
yeah.
you. But yeah, get back in there and start reading a little bit,
No,
man.
might do,
Just
man. Where would you
take
think
it
I should
slow.
dive into straight off the bat?
Which one? Which book?
Well,
I
what,
tell you what,
what,
man.
yeah, no,
Which
like, kind of,
chapter?
yeah, exactly,
Okay,
yeah.
I got you. There's 66. Is it 66 books in the Bible? You got the old and the new.
Yeah,
Um, there's a lot of ways you
33,
can go. I
2.
would. Um, I tell you what. I'm gonna say this because we're in the New Testament covenant right now. I would say
Go on.
start in Matthew. Start in Matthew. and the New Testament would take you to the Old Testament. Okay, so start in Matthew and just
Yeah.
read all the way to Revelations.
It'll
But you
recite
have,
it a little bit, like.
yeah, but you have to read that Old Testament too. But it's difficult to read, but you can do
I've
it.
read the Old
It's
Testament, like it's all passages and it like it's loads of. Like I read it a long time ago because what we did, well, we got taught on it as well. So every little bit was dissected, you know.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really rough,
Yeah.
bro, because it's a
Mm.
lot. And that's just and it's good for you to know that because you got to see how it started and what God was
Yeah.
trying to do. And then it
Mm.
takes you into the New Testament. You're like, and you get a better understanding because then
Yeah.
Jesus comes and then he's talking about the Old Testament the whole time. So if read both read both covenants,
Yeah.
but I would say just so you can get to the times that we're in today, start with the New Testament,
Matthew.
Matthew, and then just read. Okay.
All right.
And once you read it, you'll see something. Jesus will he's gonna say something like, did you not read what was written in the old time? Or did you not read what was written? And he's talking about the Old Testament. So, and
Mm.
he'll take you back to the Old Testament and start quoting stuff. And
Mm.
then you're gonna be
Got ya.
intrigued to go back and see what he was talking about.
I
So
like it,
that's
man.
how you
Thank
can.
you. No, I really appreciate
Mhm.
your time and you know, honestly, I really do. Your effort to tell me because I will have a look, you know. I just need it to grab me. I need it to
There
grab me
you go.
nowadays. I'm very I'm not gonna lie, I'm very like
The
my
attention span.
concentration. Yes,
Yep.
yes,
Attention. I
thank
know.
you.
Attention
Yeah.
span. Yeah. That's
35
why I
years
said
old
don't read.
and I'm working all the time. So
Yep.
when I get back, I have a little bout on here and then I sort myself out and then I come back on
And
here later.
caps. You
Go
don't
on.
you don't have to read a lot, bro. You don't have to
Yeah,
read
yeah,
all at one time. Like, let's say for instance, let's say today you want to start a read. You want to start reading.
yeah. A
Depending
couple
on
of
how much time you
pages.
got, if you only got like 10 minutes or 5 minutes,
Mm.
just read the
Give it a
first chapter of
blast.
Matthew. Just read Matthew
Yeah.
chapter 1 for
No, okay,
today, and
I
you're
will.
done.
All
Yeah, and
right.
you're done. Just do
You
that.
still on
And tomorrow,
Instagram?
yeah, I'm still on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, what I'll do is I'm gonna have to search. I ain't got nothing in my house now. Like it's all my mum and dad's house, but I
Yeah.
didn't take a Bible in this house.
Do you
So
do you download the app on your phone?
yeah, I might do.
It's
Yeah, yeah. Can you send
There's
me a
free
link or
apps.
something, maybe?
Do you have Google?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, just download. It's just go to Google
yeah.
and type
I'll do it now.
the Google Store, Google Play Store.
Oh
In
yeah.
the Bible app, it's just type in free Bible app, and
Oh, is that
maybe
what
the
it
first,
is?
yeah, and
Shit.
and the first one that pops up, I guess, like a King
Free
James version or
Bible.
something, or the King
Yeah, King
James.
James, as you know, you fucker.
Yeah, it should
Oh,
be
they
like a
cost money,
brown. The one
bro.
I
What they're on
use,
about?
yeah,
Free.
the one I
The
use,
Holy
it's a
Bible.
brown. It's like
King James.
brown. It has
Yeah,
like a
it's
brown
brown.
Bible.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah,
Ebook free.
that's the
Yeah,
app
yeah.
I use,
Yeah,
and you can do
1,152 pages.
yeah, you can do Bible plans in there.
Yeah,
You
I'm
can
gonna
search
1
stuff.
billion views, bro. 1 billion downloads, man.
Yeah, you could connect with people on there. Like if you get on there and I see you're on there, I can talk to you on there.
Oh
I could
shit,
connect
yeah.
with you on the Bible app. Yeah,
Yeah, why, bro?
I could connect with you on the Bible app, man.
Wow.
I sure can.
Oh
So,
well, thank you. Well,
um,
you've just got me the install. I've done it. Installed Google
who said that?
Play.
Do I rhyme? Oh, what up, Lou Rock? Yeah, I rhyme. I'm sorry, Lou Rock. I tell you what, I'm typing something in the chats, and
Yeah.
you can use it. Don't say it out loud, but
No, wait. I'll take a picture and give you it.
so you use that whenever, okay? That's
Is
me.
that you? All right.
That's
I
me.
say thank you, man. A lot of
Uh
respect,
huh.
man. Seriously,
I got you. So
a lot of
anytime,
respect.
man. Anytime.
I might add you
Anytime.
on
And
WhatsApp if you want. Look.
on what now? WhatsApp?
Yeah. Do you know?
I don't
Have you
have
got
I
it?
don't have WhatsApp. I don't have WhatsApp.
No. Ah, okay.
No, I don't have that.
That's
I don't
not a
have. But you
problem.
could do
But no,
that.
I really
And
appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
yeah, Caps
Honestly.
for real, man. Anytime, man.
You know what? I've got to be honest. I'm not just saying it like I'm being genuine because I'm a joker on this app. You know I am. You know I'm so
I know you. Yeah, but
hardcore. You
that's
know I am.
yeah.
But you know you bring me down to realness. Like You know, there's only so many people that do that, STP, man. There's only so many people that do it, you know. It's very
Yeah, and it's
rare
all
for
for the
someone to
good,
do it.
man. It's all for the good, and it's all out of love. I mean, if
Mm.
I could joke around and stuff too, but it comes a point I got to be like, okay, I need to,
Yeah, chill the fuck
focus
out.
again. I need to
Yeah.
focus, and I need to get,
Can I
So
ask you a question? How
yeah.
are your babies, bro?
Man, my one, he's in here,
Pardon me.
man.
Go on.
He's
Playing the
good.
computer. What's he playing? What game's he playing, bro?
He's playing that Call of Duty game. That
Oh,
Call of
fair
Duty.
play. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Modern Warfare or the Warzone one.
The Warzone, Cold War, whichever
Yeah,
one it
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cold War, fucking hell, fair play. How old is
So
he?
he's playing that, huh?
How old?
Oh, he's 11. He's 11.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you mine, mate. You know, Saturday.
What's that?
Saturday just gone. Last weekend just gone. Saturday.
You just got on.
No, Saturday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
No,
Thursday, Friday.
Saturday. No,
Saturday,
Saturday.
yeah.
What happened? What
Yeah, it
happened?
was my son's 13th birthday, bro. My
Oh,
eldest son.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
man, it was shocking.
congratulations.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, like
Oh,
it was just. Yeah, I've got a teenager, and I've got 4 kids, and I'm sure I've told you before.
wow. Oh, puberty. Uh-oh.
Oh man, like my 10-year-old's already going through it, and she's a girl. I'm like, what the fuck,
Oh,
man?
man.
Yeah, she's like, periods and shit. It's like, what?
Oh, man.
I
Well,
said,
they
yeah.
mature faster than us. They
No,
mature
yeah, but
faster
I've
than
got a
guys.
12-year-old daughter who ain't even gone through that yet, and I've got my youngest daughter who's going through it first. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, that happens. I've heard of
Yeah,
instances like that. It happens, man. But yeah, they
yeah,
mature
man.
faster than boys. So
No, definitely they do. They do.
yeah,
But it's just
yep.
amazing, like being a father and that. And fair play, 11 years old. Is he a boy? Yeah, you're lucky.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. You got any more?
No, just that one.
Oh, you're lucky. Oh, you stick with the one man. Trust me. Oh, but
I just got one.
I had 3 every 9 months of a giving birth.
Oh,
So
my goodness. You're
like,
gonna have a whole village, man.
yeah, and then 2 years later, I had another baba. So I've got like obviously now because of him being normally the 12-12, and everyone's like, "Are they twins?" I'm like, "No, they're not fucking twins." You know what I mean? But yeah, thank God. But yeah, now it's 13, 12, 10, and 7 years old, and it's like,
Oh, wow.
woo, yeah.
Well,
So
take
I
care of
love
them
it
like I
though.
know you will.
No, I always try my best, my brother, man. But look,
That's it.
I think I don't want to nose you anymore. But I've
Oh
had a
no,
really good chat, man. It's been lovely, man. I got to be
it was
honest, you
great.
changed my whole mode set. I was going to come on here, not on your set, like on someone else's, you know what I'm like, and be like, yo, you fucking wankers. And then I seen you, and I was like, when you kind of think, shall I press it, shall I not? And I'm like, fuck it, let's go in. I'm honest, I'm really honest. Only because,
No, and I
obviously,
like
it's
that.
talking about a certain like certain topics, then you've got to be in the mode, and you've got to be willing to put your mind in that gear. And I come
I
in and I never
appreciate it.
left. So I thank you, man. You're always on a level, man. You're always on
Yeah,
a
man.
level. How old are you, ST?
I'm 37. I'm
Oh,
37,
see, that's
man.
why. See, that is why, mate. Like fully, you're only 2 years older than me. That is why.
We
Yeah,
getting up
man.
there, man. We getting up there. We're getting
Yeah.
up there.
Oh, we're young, bro. We're young, man. We're
But yeah, we're
young.
still young. Yeah,
We're
I know a
young,
lot of
man.
old people like, man, I wish I was in my 30s.
Yeah, that's what they say to me, and I'm like, oh, you're making me feel brilliant.
Oh
The
my
more I laugh,
goodness.
though, the more creases I'm getting on my fucking face, man. It's not good.
Oh
It's
man, that's funny. That's so funny, man.
It's like,
That's funny.
you've either got to be a moody ass git, or you've got to be fat, because you don't get no creases when you're a bit fatter, do you? Have you ever
Oh
seen
my goodness.
someone
But
but have
the
loads of
fact that
weight,
you
and then they get
there you
loads,
go.
and then they lose weight, and then they look
The
oh,
fact that you got a lot of creases in your face from smiling means that people know that you're smiling
happy.
and laughing all the time
Yeah, but
and
that's
happy,
true.
whatever.
Yeah, no, that is yeah. Well, thank you. See, at least you always look at the positive of every negative.
I've tried to. I
That's
try
what I
to.
try and do. You
Yeah.
know, every time I go to work and people are going, "Oh, I'm sick of this work," and I'm like, "Look, I'm sick of it too." But look, if we're gonna say that all day, we're gonna feel down. Let's just plod on and get things done. And you know, I try to put positivity in the air. It doesn't work all the time, but, you know, because if you think down, you're gonna act down. You know, it's like, yeah, anyone, if you ever had a drink and you're feeling shit, it's like never have a drink when you're feeling shit because it
Yeah.
amplifies it 150
Yeah, it's a
times more.
downer. Yeah,
Yeah,
alcohol is
but you
depressing.
know, if you're happy and you have a drink, you're more merry. You know, you know what I
Yeah,
mean. But you know,
I got what you're saying.
that's the
Yeah.
way I see it. That's the way I see it. Like I smoke weed, you know what I mean, and I drink.
Mm.
So like, I'm not condoning any of it, but I do it, and I'm not a liar. So yeah, that's the way I am. But I enjoy weed. People are like, "Oh, you shouldn't do it," and I'm like, I know, but growing from the ground, even though I shouldn't do it, but yeah, like you know, I'm polluting my lungs, but I like
Mm.
being relaxed. I
Yeah.
like that. That just takes the edge off. You know, it don't make me go all
Yeah.
like space man. You know, I'm not like
No, I got you.
fucking. You know, like some people think you're a druggie, and it's like, come on, man, for fuck's sake. You know, you smoke your 60 cigarettes a day. I'll have a couple of joints a night.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
You know, like I
I
say,
hear
so I'm
you.
not condoning it. You know, I wouldn't say to my kid, "Oh yeah, smoking weed's good." Obviously not. You know. So it is awkward, you know. Mm.
I
You
got you.
ever
I got
smoke?
you.
You smoke? Do you smoke anyway? Generally, do you smoke?
Are you asking me? Yeah, man. I don't smoke. No, I don't smoke. I don't smoke weed, man. I
No,
have.
I know.
I
Yeah, yeah.
did. I don't smoke. I've done it years ago. Years ago,
Mm.
but I don't do it. It's. I realized quickly that it wasn't for me, man.
Mm.
You know,
Fucks
it's
with your
just
head
like
if
drinking.
you. Some people can fuck. Like you know, with me, like I've seen people, man, literally, like because I've been
Yeah.
smoking for a long time, but I'm not like a fiend. You know what a fiend is?
No, right.
Like,
No, yeah.
you know what a fiend is, isn't it? Like you know, like I just
Yeah.
smoke a little bit, you know. You know, it's like an alcoholic, and it when someone has a drink, and
Yeah.
then and then you're an
Yeah.
alcoholic, like you know.
Yeah, man. And I've even drank. You know, I've even drank. That's not for me either, man. I know. You know, I realize. You know,
Polluting
once
your
I can
body,
only
isn't
have.
it?
Yeah, I can only have like maybe 1 to 2 drinks, and I'm like good. And you know,
This
people can
is,
drink all day like a fish.
no,
I'm like,
but
this isn't for me.
are you a wanker or a prick when you had a drink now? Do you know
No,
that in
man.
yourself?
I'm telling you, I'm not because I've
No.
only.
Are
Okay,
you a
listen. I've only got.
lovey? Are you lovey dovey then?
Look, I've only gotten drunk a few times, and when I did, I was
Yeah,
like jumping off the walls. But then
yeah.
then I get that I start getting real sick, and the sick part is what I didn't like. So that's why I stopped drinking. I was like, I always
Yeah.
get sick. I don't like that. And then even with the smoking, I always got
Yeah,
sick.
you
So that's
went
why I said
whitey.
these aren't.
Yeah, it's called a
Yeah, I said
whitey,
these
man.
aren't for me, man. These aren't for me. So I'm
Mm.
just gonna stop it altogether. Now, what I do have a problem with, and I can't say it's not a problem, but
Go on.
I do smoke no cigarettes. I do smoke cigarettes,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I've cut back a lot, man. It's one of those habits I wish I never started in the
No, but
military,
you know,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah. At
you
least,
know,
like,
so I'm trying to.
at least you know. You know, this is
Hmm.
what gets me. It's like, yeah, like for example, I'm quite harsh when I say things, but I like to be because you get to straight to the fucking point at the end of the
I
day. You
got
know,
you.
there ain't no
Yeah.
moving, there ain't no thinking. Now, if you're a fat bastard, yeah. Now, if you go to the gym or you ride a bike or you're trying to do something, at least you know that you've been eating too much. You get me?
Hmm.
I hate these people who don't try, but then they expect themselves to lose weight or like, not about fat, I mean anything. It's like, if you don't know your own wrong, then how the fuck are you meant to make it better? Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
No,
I
I
think a
got what you're
lot of
saying.
people are like that. Or they're like, I'm happy being this way. You should accept me this way. And it's like, I'll accept you that way until you die, you know, and I'm
No, right,
trying to
exactly.
help you. I'm trying to
Yeah.
help you, you fuck.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
this is what's wrong with people. Some people think it's okay to be fat. I'm like, I'm not saying it isn't. But what I'm saying is, it's not okay for you to have a short life.
No,
You
right,
know.
because there's situations where people who are big and they can't help it because they got some kind of medical condition. But then
No,
you
I
have people
know. Yeah,
who've gotten big because they
they
just
eat too much and
yeah, they
they
didn't pay
divulge.
attention. They just I guess they say, what is it, let themselves go, or whatever the
Yeah,
case may
yeah,
be,
exactly.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So and then if they wait too long, it's going to be it's harder
It's
to
gonna be
lose the weight, but
harder.
it's going to be so
Yeah,
hard, and then you start having health problems just from being
exactly.
huge,
Yeah, and this
so
is what I say about it. Like, I even say to my kids, like, if you eat too much sugar, you're gonna have no teeth, and you're gonna look at
you
me and
might be
go,
a
"Dad,
diabetic.
why
Yeah,
do?" Yeah, and you'll be, you could easily be a diabetic, and then you're gonna look at
yeah,
me and go, "Well, why did you let me do that, Dad, in 10 years?" It's
yeah.
like, but now I'm saying you can't do it, and you're crying at me and looking at me like I'm the arsehole. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
there's just two ways of looking at it every time. And with people
yeah,
who
but
you try and give advice, you're like, oh look, like this is what I was trying to say. Now, with a person who knows that they need to do something about themselves, it's a much better status than being someone who is either humble with themselves or like they don't know it. You know. You know what I mean? That's what I was trying to say earlier, to be fair.
no, I
It's
understand
good that
exactly what you're saying,
even
but yeah,
you know that you need to cut down, and it's better to know than rather not give a fuck.
right. That's what I'm talking about, and that just takes me back to what we were to the whole for the whole premise of the show.
Yeah.
We mess up. Being human and hypocrite. You mess up.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize you messed up, and you realize the mistake, and you try to make it better. You try to do better
Yeah.
in the future, as opposed to
Exactly.
knowing and not doing.
Doesn't mean
You know what I'm saying?
you're gonna be perfect. No one's
No,
perfect.
right,
Everyone's still
right,
learning, but at
right.
least you're trying in one way or another. That's all that
Exactly,
matters.
Caps. Exactly. You
Yeah.
know what, Caps? I'm gonna give you a round of applause, man. I appreciate you coming up here, man, and talking.
Nah, thank you, man. I fucking love you, man. You're probably the only show that I like kind of like proper get deep down and actually talk about the book, like, because like people don't really talk about like
That's
stuff
the
that we've
problem.
been taught that like for our whole life, man.
That's the
Like,
problem.
if you ask someone, you go, "Have you been taught religious education or anything like social studies or like dealing with difference of people or in any way, shape, or form?" And most people they have, but they're not outspoken. I think they're very they're scared to express their thoughts and feelings and opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I
You know
think
why?
they're the bad
Because
people.
the majority of the world is not like that. There are people
Yeah.
who actually want to sit
Oh,
down and
this
talk
is,
about.
sorry to keep speaking over you, but this is why the first rule that I told you earlier, very first thing I said near enough, I don't care what people think. That's why I'm able to talk the way I can, because I
That's
don't
ex-
care what you think. If you know what I
that's
mean.
and that's why a lot of people don't say something, because they care
Yeah, they
what
care too
people,
much.
and they care about what the wrong people think.
But exactly, and then you go with the consensus. Then you follow the
Yeah,
leader like a sheep.
you exactly follow the masses.
And
You're with the
you know
mass.
me, I am a leader. I am no fucking sheep.
Right. I want to
Yeah.
stand out. I don't want to be like
Yes.
everybody else. I want to
Yeah.
stand out
I don't want
because Jesus.
Rockport. I don't want
Yeah.
Rockport. I want something that's someone else is not wearing. If you even in
Yeah.
simplisticness of materialistics,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yep. Jesus stood out so much because he was different. He stood out.
Exactly.
And it's what the Bible says. Us as Christians, us following the Christ, we're gonna stand out. Why? Because we're not like everybody else. Because there's so few of us, and we're not like everybody else. We're gonna stand out like a sore thumb, and that can be good and bad. But in the end, it's all good. So, but Caps, man, I'm finna get off this thing, Caps. But I appreciate you. You're welcome to call up anytime you're in my show. You can call up because you help me in a lot of ways too, and we could be a help to each other, man. I really do appreciate you. One more claps for Caps, and one more
We
clap
really
for Caps.
bounce off each other a little bit, don't we? Nah, thank you. SCP, you know what? I really bounce off you, and I feel it. Like, I feel the good. You say you show the good
Mm-hmm.
truth, the good, the bad,
And
and
the
the ugly
ugly.
truth. There's massive, because even if we speak about stuff that is ugly and then good, but it's the truth.
It's the truth.
That's all, and the bad. That's all it can be. You know,
the Bible says, "And thou shalt know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." That's what it says. Thou shalt know the truth, and the truth, but you have to accept it. You have to want it, and you have to accept the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. But Cass, man, I appreciate you, man. I'm about to close this thing out.
Oh, listen, have a lovely time. I give your kid a big hug, man, and tell him to win them people on the game.
Yeah, there you go. We'll do, man.
Appreciate been beautiful talking to you. I really appreciate it, man. Much love.
You too, man. You too. All right, y'all. That's the end of the show. Thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. That was Caps, our one of the greats here on Podbean. If you're not on Podbean, come over to Podbean and subscribe and check us out and everything. I'm on here as well as a lot more interesting people. But that'll do it for us today at The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Truth, brought to you by Strive to Perfection. Just remember what I always say: keep striving to be better people than you were yesterday. Remember that. Love you. God bless. Love you all. Yep. I'm out of here. Peace.